All right, guys, we're going to do issue number 2 of The Moon is Following Us by W. Warren Johnson, Riley Rossmo, Mike Spicer. Fun book. Right off the bat, this is a fun book. Not without criticism, but it's more like a personal criticism. I'm going to show you what I mean. It's a familiar trope, and that irks me a lot. But, you know, let's dive in first. So we have more like a flashback of this family enjoying, you know, the company of their daughter, right? So they are playing with her, you know, and then they're eating together, you know, the whole family thing, and then tucking her in. But then it seems that she cannot breathe anymore. And she says, Duncan, she won't wake up. I said, what's going on? Is she choking? I don't know. And says, hey, call 911. And then she's doing the CPR, right? And because she's not breathing. The mother is panicking, and even Duncan here, and luckily she is now being, well, she can wake up. She's breathing, but she is not waking up. All right, so they go to the doctor, and the doctor says, hey, this is a new phenomenon. We have never seen it, right? And he says, we came to you, Doc, because you are the best. And he says, I've seen many patients all over the world, psychosis, paralysis, insomnia, but never waking. It's new ground. Of course, the mother, you know, is a little bit skeptic and, you know, a little bit emotional. He says, you have no idea what's happening. I'm definitely confused, but I have a few clues. So basically explaining a little bit about how sleep works, you know, the NREM and the REM, you know. I'm not really familiar with how sleep actually works. I heard stuff and how it actually could work, but you know, it's way too much out of my field. Anyway, he says the problem is with penny cardiac rhythm. When we are awake, our brain creates a chemical that engages our desire for sleep and rest. Sleeping rids us of this substance. I'm sorry, my English is not that good. And when it's gone, our bodies know it's time to rise for the day. But Penny's brain somehow creating these chemicals during her dreams. And we can't stop it. Instead of waking, she plunges back into the same cycle. But if she never is waking up, what could she be processing? Well, she basically explains that she is dreaming the whole time, even in her REM. You can follow that here if you want to know more about REM and NREM. She's treating them like they're her days. For Penny, dreams are her new reality. So what do? We said, well, we need to take some steps here. And can we now fix her brain? We essentially dealing with an extreme case of never before sleep paralysis, and the solutions for the disease are almost non-existent. So you won't do anything? It sounds like he can do anything, honey. But so the doctor says then something wrong. Hey, we try to, you know, monitor her, and this is new ground and research potential alone. Research potential? What's Penny to you? A numbers game? No, of course not. Of course it is. They cannot say that part out loud. So she is, you know, walking away angry because she says, I'm going to go to my daughter and hold her hands. Better than doing nothing. Right? And she's, I don't know, guilt-ridden, I guess. And she says, I wish I was the one that was sick. But then an owl taps on the window and it carries a note with Sam on it. I want to help your daughter, says the note. I'll be waiting for you on the roof. Tea. So Duncan comes and he says, Duncan, come on. I told you I don't want to do this. I don't care. Sam, this is nuts. You wrote this yourself just to get me up there. What is going on with you? And she's have a mental breakdown. She says, I'm desperate. There's no solutions, no answers. She said, please come with me. All right. So Duncan goes up, and then I must say, this looks good. Look at this. It's the wizard from the first issue. And it looks good, looks good. He's been carried by owls, you know, something from a Harry Potter movie. He says, I'm here to help Penny. What is happening right now? I know this must come as a shock, but believe me, I'm here for you both, your daughter, for you both. Your daughter won't be cured by modern medicine. I can help all of you better if I could meet Penny in person. Will you take me to see her? Now, they're hesitating, but, you know, she says, hey, this guy is flying with owls and our daughter is not waking up and the science cannot fix her. Aren't you willing to try anything at this point? She says to Duncan. So he is going to see Penny and he says, she's very deep. That means it's begun. Begun? What's begun? The war. So he said, this guy's nuts. I'm sorry, there's much to explain. So he's getting some VR helmets out of this very tiny bag and he says, lie next to your daughter and leave it up to me. And she said, these are the tools to help you pass through the gates. Can we trust you? He says. It's all right. I'm here to guide you. I'll be with you every step of the way. This looks cool. You know, there's this whole panel here with the warping around. Is this what you call a bird's eye view? I'm not entirely sure, but it looks super cool. Next page 2, because they are going through the, I don't know, from reality to where they are now in the dream state, I guess. It looks awesome. Of course, he's the one that needs to be puking. I'm coming back to that a little bit because that was my main gripe. And he's been, they're being greeted by a toad. He says, it can be. Cupcake? Name is Brio. I mean, you belong to our, she names you Cupcake. Sure, okay, whatever you say. We lost you on our way to the post office. The car ran over your head. We finally found you without an eye. Tash, this was a bad idea. She said, I know, but I think they're ready. They're clearly not ready. You brought them here, and why now? I said, what do you mean? What's happening? So it seems that when he went away, the enemy just was moving forward, and they are on their way. They just arrived, waiting in the war room. The others, he talks about. And yeah, so these are all the toys from Penny, but it seems that they don't remember that they are toys. They're actually living beings, sort of. This is the resistance, and they are part of your daughter's dreaming minds. But even in dreams, the stakes are very real. Tash, let me show them. So I don't know, this warrior princess, or I don't know if she's a princess or a queen or just a warrior. I don't know. But cool. I mean, we see now the inside of what Penny is experiencing, you know. So it seems there are layers to this dream state. And she said that her daughter is infected by something and that has placed its grip inside her dreams. As long as it's here, Penny won't wake up. Princess Ashley, oh, she's a princess after all, and I gathered together the strongest of us, all to prepare for what's coming. My queen Tash, we don't have my queen Tash, we don't have time for this. We need to retreat. The walls are about to fall. All right, so they're being pushed outside to see what's going on because, you know, she says, hey, aren't you fighting? Well, we do see now, I don't know, this part of Lord of the Rings Part 2, the Two Towers. You know, when this fortress is... Was it in 2? It was in 2, right? Yeah. Where this fortress was invaded by the orcs. It was great. This looks great too. So these are called the Cascade. Some flying dragon snakes, I guess. Right? So this poor cat or whatever it is getting killed. I thought I had more time. It's too late now. Fall back to the ships. All right. So but then Duncan is staying behind. And here is what irritates me. He says, how do we beat this? And he's getting saved by the warrior princess. Now, this is the problem that I have. In issue 1, here, you know, this one, Duncan is a weak, sniveling, whiny male. Now, I don't mind weak persons in certain books, but at some point you need to get your shit together and move on. I mean, this whole trope that the women are better than men and men are, you know, weak, pathetic creatures is irritating. How do I say this correctly? It annoys me a lot. So this is a warrior princess, right? A queen, you know, with a shield and a sword. I get that. And later, his wife is also gearing up with power gear. But it's been proven scientifically that women, or women in general, are the most emotional beings between man and female, right? And I'm sick of it, this reverse trope that men are trying to become men and men are just weak, pathetic, whiny creatures instead of, you know, just do your part as a male, man. Just grow a fucking spine. Okay, now that it's out of my system, let's move on. So, Power Princess here is doing the Power of Grayskull thing. He-Man reference, and, you know, destroys the bridge. And then we see the antagonist. Oh, you're like, your daughter. These creatures says, she's ours. And this looks gruesomely awesome. So she's waking up. She says, Duncan, was that real? I'm afraid it was. What did you do to us? There's no way, Dad. Sam, all those details, we were in her mind. So you see this body language all the time that he is trying to trying to stop her, comfort her, you know, always, you know, just calm down, you know, instead of, okay. He says, why are you helping us? What is in it for you? I had a daughter once, meaning she's probably dead. I can save your baby girl, but I need your help to do it. And they say, what do we have to do? So, and that leads us basically to, you know, volume 3, and the story is going to continue. I like it. I like this whole family stuff and, you know, helping your daughter. But the whole role reversal here, and she's the tough cookie and he's the crybaby. It just pisses me off. All right, but overall, it's a fun book. I can't wait to read the next issue. So, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.